All right, cool. All right, Marcus. So I remember when you were announced as the cover athlete of RBI, you were pumped, but you were like, I'm looking for something a little bigger. And I would say MLB The Show is what you were looking for.
Absolutely. Crazy, surreal to be on the cover of the show. Definitely something that as a young kid, everything you do, you dream about one day is gracing the cover of the game that you play or the sport that you play on. So to be on it, it's a pretty surreal moment.
Something that you probably wouldn't envision, and then when you do see it, and it was this particular pose chosen, did you have any input on what it looked like?
Yeah, it was like a collaboration, you know what I mean? They allowed me to work with them and to pick a graphic, an image. We kind of ran through a bunch of different photos, and then as well as kind of the tone that we wanted. We kind of decided to use like a darker grading in the back to kind of set the mood, and the graphic we use is very unique to myself because it's something that I do pre-pitch before every inning just to kind of quiet myself and put myself in the moment. So I love the pose, and shout out to MLB The Show for allowing me to collab and work with them on actually picking the cover.
Well, I'd say that's a big thing too, because I think the fans would resonate with this image because this says a lot about your style and what you bring to the Blue Jays.
Absolutely. I think it just kind of shows that mentality, and like you said, it's very fitting to myself. I'm one to kind of cancel the outside noise and one to kind of use that fuel, and I think that picture kind of embodies it all.
How is this Marcus Stroman different than the one that started with the Blue Jays 4 or 5 years ago now?
I think I've matured. I've matured a lot. I think I'm in a great place now mentally than I was coming up. I'm very confident in who I am, and I'm starting to learn who I am as a pitcher, and I'm starting to become more confident and know my abilities day in and day out, and I think I'm only growing from this point, and I'm excited for the future.
And now your season just sort of getting started. One of the new modes I noticed is that the home run celebrations are bigger depending on the moment. What home run so far, there's been a lot to choose from, stands out to you that would probably have a massive celebration in this game?
From this year?
Yeah. From your squad.
From my squad, we're going to have to go with, let's go with the home run Diaz just hit. That 3-run homer, you know what I mean, in Cleveland. Dead liner to center. I think that would have a pretty aggressive celebration.
At least on purpose dancing. Yeah, I was going to
say a little salsa between me and Solarte. But yeah, the celebrations are crazy. Very accurate, very fun. I think it kind of embodies how the projection the game's taken towards being more exciting, more fun, and I think the celebrations show that.
I think it should be, right? At least of my opinion, I think the more personality you can put into it, the more the fans identify, right?
I'm all for personality, emotion. I think you know that. So anytime we can be authentic and show that, I'm all for it.
You're all good. Yeah. All right, wicked. This time of year in Toronto, what's it like for you as, you guys are just sort of kicking things off, but for the second year Leafs and the Raptors are in the playoffs, what's the city like for someone like yourself?
The city's buzzing. I think the city's been buzzing for like over the last couple of years now, just from the combination, like you said, between the Leafs, the Raptors, the Jays, just the playoff experience that we've all have had over the last few years, and how we all kind of vibe and work off each other. And obviously the fan appreciation and loyalty in the city's crazy. So the Leafs are in the playoffs right now. The Raptors have a legit chance, I think, to win it all, which is exciting. And the Leafs are young and super exciting between, obviously, Austin Matthews, you have Kadri, you have Marner. So I'm excited to watch all Toronto sports.
How's that vibe this year between the three teams? Those three that we're talking about?
It's connected. We're always around each other. It's such a small community in Toronto. When we're out, guys are always supporting, whether it be me going to Raptors games or Lowry, DeRozan coming to Jays games, or vice versa, Marner and those guys come in to support. It's all a family, and we treat it like that, and we're all supportive of each other, and we can't wait to see the success of each team, and I can't wait.
And what's been the sort of response of fans so far this year with the Jays? You've sort of, I think there was worries about how this season was going to go, and it's blown up in a great way so far. How have the fans reacted? I
think the fans are always amazing. I think over the last couple of years, since we've been playing really good baseball, the fans have been coming out and showing us love day in and day out, whether it be the first game of the season or the last game of the season. And we love that. There's nothing more that we love than to come into the stadium and be rocking and filled and buzzing and people going crazy and yelling. So that's the kind of energy that we work off of, and the more packed it is in there, I feel like the better vibes we have, the more prone we are to play better.
And I think the support goes full circle. You saw Drake with the Humboldt jersey. You had the Humboldt hat.
Absolutely.
Why did you feel that was an important thing to do?
I think Canada is a community. I think we're all a family. I think that's an extreme tragic thing that happened. It still weighs on my heart, honestly, to this day, just to even think about that, and to be brought up again. Just having however many 15, 16 lives taken from such young kids, especially in a scene that something we've all done. We've all taken buses at late at night. We've all played sports. So to see that, it's so disheartening. And anytime we could revolve and rebound and use each other for support, and bring light to a situation and kind of rally around one another for a cause, I think it's special. Like you said, Drake coming out with the Humboldt Broncos jersey is crazy, and that just shows. I mean, Drake he's the sixth god. He's the pioneer. We kind of go off him, right? He kind of makes everything move. He's the shaker in the city. So anything I can do to help and contribute, I'm always going to do.
Do you relish in the fact that people look up to you? Do you like being a role model?
I do, and I'm really starting to learn that I truly am a role model from all the young kids that are reaching out to me across my social media platforms daily. It's crazy to see that I'm actually someone that they look up to, and that's one thing that I pride myself on, and I tell myself to, no matter what, I always have to remain myself and stay true, because even if I'm not doing it, I need to do it for the young wave of kids who are looking at me for inspiration and looking at me for guidance. And I mean, I have talks with random kids all the time that reach out to me like, hey, like, how do you go about this? Or what can I do to get this struggle? Or it's just really cool to see that I'm in a position to truly shape and affect the future of young kids.
And who's your reminder? When you need a little extra support, who's your biggest support system?
My family and my friends. I have a really small family and friends. I mean, it's probably no more than 8 to 10 of us, and it's very strong, and that's kind of who I rely on and go to when times are tough. And those are the individuals why I work as hard as I do, is to provide and to show them that everything that they did for me in my past will pay off. So I love my family, love my friends. I wouldn't be in the position I am today if it wasn't for them, and I'm very thankful that I have that.
No, it really comes across from you always. I think people really know you connect with your friends and family. It's great.
Absolutely.
So really small sample size, 3 starts so far this year's show. How are you feeling in terms of your performance on the mound?
Not where I want to be, but I know that I'm headed in the right direction. Kind of had a short spring training, was battling a little bit of shoulder inflammation, but my body's feeling great, and I think I'm about to take some huge strides over the next few starts, and it's a long year. Yeah. I'm going to have another, obviously, 30-something starts. So main goal is to remain healthy through all those starts and to perform and to compete. Cool.
Okay, can I ask you 6 quick PG would you rather?
Let's do it.
Would you rather, and you've done both of these things, pitch on opening day or game 1 of the playoffs?
Game 1 of the playoffs.
Why?
Because it's the playoffs.
Yeah. I know, I felt like it didn't seem evenly weighted on that one. All right. Would you rather top of the charts rap single or your clothing line debut at New York Fashion Week?
Wow, that's tough.
I know you like both.
I love music and I love fashion. Wow. Let's go with my clothing line debuting in Fashion Week, because that's kind of, I love fashion. I have my clothing line that I have that pushes a message, height doesn't measure heart, right now, but I have some things in the works in the future where I'm hopefully going to get into a higher end fashion line as well. So love clothes. That's something that really interests me. It's one of my hobbies. Puts me in the right place mentally. So it's something that I'm going to continue to thrive on. Cool.
Okay, so I know you like fashion. You like sneaks for sure. Mm-hmm. Would you rather the newest Nike hookup or the latest pre-release on a video game?
I'm going to go with the newest Adidas drop.
Adidas drop.
Yeah, I'm all 3-stripe life now.
Nice.
So yeah, the newest Yeezy collab, I'm gonna go with that.
Do you like the Yeezys?
Love Yeezys. Yeah. Love Yeezys.
Cool. Would you rather open a restaurant or have a dish named after you?
Open a restaurant.
Yeah.
I have like a bucket list.
Yeah, so am I hitting these?
Yeah, you are. I definitely have goals of opening a restaurant one day that my dad will kind of be the head chef for.
Cool.
That's kind of on my bucket list. It's there, so definitely that.
Well, there's a lot of good restaurants in Toronto too, right? So you can add to that.
The best food ever.
So you mentioned your dad, Earl. So would you rather be bench pressed by your dad or be able to bench press your dad?
I'm gonna say be bench pressed by my dad.
He can do it.
I would have to be way too bulky. I wouldn't be able to throw a baseball if I could bench press him. He's a big man.
Cool.
But he could honestly probably bench press me right now easily a couple times. Very strong.
Think so.
Very strong dude.
Very fit. Okay, and finally, would you rather switch bodies with DeMar DeRozan or Austin Matthews?
Oof. I love Austin Matthews, one of the homies. But I love basketball. I love DeRozan. He's lethal, man. He's an assassin out there, a scorer. So I'm gonna go with DeRozan because nobody knows this, but I secretly would love to play in the NBA. That's like I'm never going to get to that bucket list point, but my favorite thing to do is to be courtside watching NBA games. It's one of my favorite sports, obviously, but other than baseball, love basketball. So definitely to be DeRozan out there scoring buckets.
Can you
six.
do All-Star game? You got to play at the Celebrity All-Star game one time.
One day I will.
Right.
Post-career.
Okay, post-career.
Post-career I will.
So safe.
Can't be risking no injuries out there, you know. But
Okay.
post-career definitely.
Well,
and I'm pretty good out there too.
I believe you. You
Pretty
got the
good.
confidence, so I'm sure you'd be fine. Awesome. Marcus, that's great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Pleasure.
Thank you.